Welcome in, Royal Family. I hope everyone is doing well, y'all. I hope everyone is doing well. Y'all be sure to grab your heart me when you come into the building, and drop a comment below. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. Welcome in, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get started, okay? And today's title is "You Didn't Come This Far to Quit," okay? Because your purpose is bigger this season, okay? What if the hardest part of your journey isn't behind you? Okay? What if the hardest part of your journey is not behind you? What if it's ahead of you? What if Yah is preparing you at this moment? Welcome in, family. I see we got one. Okay, I'm just trying to see who's in the building, y'all. Welcome in, welcome in. But what if it's the final stretch before Yah asks you to step into what he's been preparing you for? Don't quit. Don't quit where you were meant to grow. Okay? If you're here today, I just want to encourage you because some of you are tired. I know you tired. Some of you are discouraged. Some of you are wondering if your prayers are even reaching heaven. Okay? And they are. I want you to stay encouraged and just know when I come on here, I'm speaking to myself too. These words are not just for y'all, but they for me just as well, Royal Family. So I just want to encourage you to continue going, okay? Don't stop. And we're going to start with some scripture. Okay, this is Nehemiah 4 verse 6. It says, "So built we the wall, for the people had a mind to work." Okay, so purpose, it requires persistence. It requires consistency. You got to keep showing up. They didn't stop because the work was difficult. They stayed focused despite opposition. So even when you got things going on in your life, you still got to show up. You still got to show up and do what it is that God has asked you to do because there's a calling on your life. Okay? Progress came one section at a time. And they had to work together with determination. You got to be determined. You gotta know in your mind, you're not letting nothing come between you and Yah. You're not letting nothing stop you. Okay? Y'all know the story of Job. He was trying to run from God and he got called out of he got swallowed by the whale and God was able to finally talk to him. He was finally able to hear God's voice. You know? So some real life examples here is continuing to heal even when it's slow. Even when it's slow, you still got to continue to heal. Building your business when growth feels quiet. Your business, it may be dead right now. You may feel like there's nothing going on, but God is telling you to cast your net out. Go back to the drawing board. Okay, because God is going to show up. He's going to show up when you least expect it. But you got to have the faith to keep going. You can't just sit on it. He gave you the vision for a reason. Okay? Welcome in, family. Welcome in. So staying faithful in prayer when answers seem delayed. You got to stay faithful with your prayers. Don't just give up on praying to God because that's what the enemy wants. That's what the devil wants. He want to wear you down so bad to where you don't even want to pray to God. You don't have the energy. To where you don't even want to open your mouth. You like, God, I don't even have time for you. That's what the enemy wants. Because he knows that your source is the power. That's where you get your energy from. That's where you get your empowerment from, the Most High, from his word, through the prayers that strengthen you. Okay? So, and another example of this is showing up for your children or responsibilities even when you're exhausted. Okay? Even when you're exhausted, you don't have to finish everything today. Just don't stop building. And I know how that can be. I'm a mother of 5, okay? It's not always easy to show up. It's not always easy to get out the bed because sometimes you just want to quit. You like, Lord, I'm tired. God, I'm tired. You barely have energy for yourself, but I'm telling you, God will do it for you. He will give you the energy that you need. He will pour into you. And you'll be looking back like, only way I did that was God. He was the only one that gave me energy. Only one that gave me strength. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in, family. Okay, so this is Nehemiah 4 verse 8, it says, they conspired to fight against Jerusalem. Nevertheless, we made our prayer unto our God and set a watch. Okay, so Nehemiah responded with both prayer and wisdom. He responded with both prayer and wisdom. He prayed, he stayed alert, he didn't abandon the assignment. He didn't leave his assignment. Faith and wisdom, they work together. And likewise with you got to know that sometimes people are going to try to criticize your growth. People are going to misunderstand your boundaries, because now you realize who you are and you like, I'm not going to allow you to take advantage of me. I'm not going to be your doormat. I'm not here for you to just pour everything out onto me as if I don't have a heart, as if I don't have emotions or feelings, So, like I said, there's people out here that will try to use their words to discourage your calling. Welcome in, family. Welcome in. And that doesn't mean you stop. It means you keep your eyes on what Yah has called you to do. If y'all see me looking over, I'm looking at my screen. I got notes here, y'all. Welcome in. Welcome in. Okay. So you gotta continue to walk into your purpose, family. Who cares what people think? Don't worry about how you look. Don't worry about how you look. Who cares if people call you crazy? Because again, we didn't look crazy for everybody else. We didn't look crazy for friends, for cousins, for boyfriends, for girlfriends, for husbands, for whoever. You look crazy for everybody else. Now it's time to look crazy for God and see how he will turn things around in your life. Okay, it ain't gonna happen overnight. But just through your faith, through you moving through purpose, God is gonna show up when you least expect it. He gonna come through for you. So again, I know things are heavy. I know we being taken through this fire right now. It don't feel good. It's heavy. It's got you doubting. But by now, your faith should be built up so strong to where you're not shakeable like you used to be. The enemy can throw darts, but you able to catch them now. You catching them bullets. You catching them. They not hitting you like they once used to. You know what I mean? And so the enemy is being drawn back like, whoa, what the heck is going on? What is going on? Okay, so this is Proverbs 18 verse 16. It says, a man's gift maketh room for him. Okay, so the gifts that the Most High has given you, they're meant to be used, not buried. So if God has given you gifts, whether, I don't know if you can sing, if you play an instrument, if you play music, if you know how to coach, to mentor, whatever, you may know how to cook, dance, I don't know what it is, but do it and do it for the glory of the Most High. Let him be glorified through whatever talent it is that you have. Even myself, like I do nails. And I need to get back on my nail channel, and do that as well for the glory of the Most High. Because again, he said he will make room for you in your talents, through your gifts. Okay, so your gifts are for service. Your gifts can bless others. You can bless other people with your gifts. Growth comes through using them. Okay, faithfulness in small things matter. Even me showing up on this platform, y'all, it's not easy. I've never been the type to, hey, Cedric, what's going on, Royal Family? I'm doing well, family. Thank you. But, it's not always easy for me to show up on this platform, y'all. I'm telling you, it is not easy. Y'all should see me before I get on the platform. I'm usually dealing with my kids. Like just now, I just got through cooking, but I have things going on behind the scenes, that y'all not aware of. And just as well, I try to get my videos edited and posted, and I try to be on time, but that's not always the case. But even then, I'm not gonna knock myself. Thank you, Amor, for the gift, the finger heart. I appreciate it, love. But even then, like I'm not gonna stop. It's just something in me that tells me I know I'm making a difference. And even if it's just one person I can touch on this live, that's all that matters. You know, so I'm going to continue to show up. I'm going to continue to show up and try to be of words of encouragement to somebody out there. Because again, I don't know what you're going through. I don't know where you are, but you got to get up. You got to get up and you got to know that there's more for you. There's purpose on your life. That's why you still here. That's why God woke you up this morning, because you got purpose on your life. And the enemy don't want you to see that purpose. That's why he try to keep your mind scattered. You know, your mind, your brain fogged to where you can't think, to where you always emotional. Thank you for the follow. Oh, Amor, thank you, love. I appreciate it. It's good to see you. Okay, so just some examples of this is encouraging someone, starting a project you've delayed. I know a lot of y'all are sitting on talents. Okay, it's a lot of y'all out there that's sitting on multi-million-dollar projects. Okay, ideas, visions that the Most High has given you. Step into it. Step into it. Who cares what people have to say? People can call it stupid. They can tell you it don't matter. But I'm telling you, do it. Step into it. And God is going to give you that provision. He's going to direct your path. Okay? Because I'm telling you, when I first started on this platform, I never had dreams of going on social media, showing my face. Like, I'm for real, y'all. I have a nail channel. It's called Royal Rose Designs, by the way. It's on YT. But I never showed my face, you know, because I always was just shy. I was camera shy. So I always just showed nails and I played music. And it actually helped me because I was going through some things. So nails was like my go-to to help me vent, you know, and I would play music. And the music was my way of release as well, you know. But I was going through some things, you know. And God talked to me. And he was like, it's time. Like, he told me what I needed to do. And I'm telling you, I created another channel, which is this now, where I'm here and I began to just speak, you know, and I'm telling you, I was so down. If you go to my YT page, I was down, you know, I was down. It was like almost tears in my eyes if you look at my old videos. But I just began to speak life over myself because I was so down and broken, you know, and I just began to speak life. You know, and words of encouragement. And I'm telling you, every day I did this. And eventually it started to heal me within. You know, it started to give me the strength that I needed, you know, that I had been missing. And I'm telling you, like, it's been life changing. Like, I'm not who I once was a couple of months ago, a year ago. I've grown tremendously. And I'm telling you, if you step into your purpose, it's going to give you the everything that you need. Everything that you need, I'm telling you, God is going to do it for you. Okay? Yes, Cedric, you got to speak life. And I'm telling you, I look back on some of my old videos and it almost brings me to tears because I'm telling y'all, I was trying everything not to break down, but God had been calling me and I had been avoiding it. And I'm telling you, he shook up my life. He shook up my life, okay? To where I didn't have no choice but to cry out to him, but to call him and surrender and get on my knees and say, what is it that you need me to do? What is it that I need to do to get out this situation? And so I answered the call. And that's what God is telling you right now. You got to answer that call. Stop running from him. You can't run. Like I said, it wasn't Job, it was Jonah. Jonah got swallowed up by that whale. Trying to run from the Most High. You can't run from God. You can't run from the Creator. You know? And if you think you can, your life might look all nice and whatnot, but he will shake it up real fast and have you looking like what happened. You know, but that's the thing. He's always been there. He's always been trying to talk to us, but we've just been running. Yes. Hey, Matis, welcome in. Welcome in, y'all. So, I might have to give me a little drink of water, y'all. Hope y'all still there with me, family. But I'm telling you, you gotta you got to know that God is good. I will tell you that God is good. That's one thing I can say. He is good. Okay. And a lot of times I know people hear God talk, and it's a lot of people that don't want to hear it. It's a lot of youngsters out here that don't want to hear about God. And I'm not here to knock nobody, because I was once there. I was once a teenager. I remember how it was when my grandma used to tell me about God, or I'd be walking out the house with a little bitty skirt on, and she'd be, "Where you think you going?" And I'm like, "Oh my God." And she'd get to talking about God, and I'm like, "Oh, I gotta go." But I didn't want to hear it then, because I really didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. It took for me to go through life to experience some things in my life, for me to have to call out to God, for me to have to find out who he was, because I really didn't know. I grew up in the church, but I sang the songs and this and that, but I truly didn't know who he was. And it's like, now I have a love for him that can't nobody come between that. Can't nobody come between that relationship that I have, that bond that I have with my Father, with my Heavenly Father, because it's like none else. I don't know nobody else that's committed like he is. That's forgiven like he is. After we do the craziest things, and we know better. But he's committed. He has unconditional love. And like he tells us to forgive. You're supposed to forgive your brother seven times 7 or 70, like that, something like that. But I don't know how many of y'all gonna forgive people that many times. Y'all know usually you forgive a person. I'm sorry, y'all. Somebody was calling. But y'all know sometimes you usually give a person 1 or 2 times, and then you like, "I'm done. I'm cutting you off. It's a wrap," But no, God is saying, you're supposed to forgive people over and over. Now, does that mean you keep letting people in your life to hurt you? No. If people don't want to take accountability, sometimes you got to cut them off. You got to cut them loose. Because there's some people that don't want to take accountability because they don't care. They all about trying to crush you and your spirit and make you bitter like them. But it didn't work. And a lot of people are angry. They like, what is it? What is it that you have that's holding you together, that ain't made you crumble with all this trauma, with everything that you've experienced? What is it? And the answer is the Most High. The Most High Yahuwah has been your source. He's been my source. He's the one that's kept me standing. And the words are true. When they say you call on him, he will give you strength. He is giving me strength now, because I'm telling y'all, if it was on my strength, I couldn't do it. I could not do it. But he gives me strength to show up. He gives me strength to post these videos. I'm telling you. And I give all glory and honor to him. Okay, so y'all got to know that something big is coming. All right, it's on the horizon. And the enemy knows that. And that's just it. The enemy is mad because you didn't caught on to the games of the enemy. You're not playing along anymore. Your strongest your strongest statement is silence with the enemy now. And so they big mad. Because they throwing everything at you. And like I said, you catching the bullets. You done got so sharp, you catching the bullets. And they like, what the heck? They ain't got no choice but to tuck their tail and run. Hey, welcome in, Cat B. Welcome in, family. So this is Exodus 35, verse 35. It says, "Them have he filled with wisdom of heart to work all manner of work." So Yah equips people with gifts for his purpose. Okay? I'm just now discovering that I have a gift. I didn't realize that I just coming on here on this platform, I never knew that was a gift that I had, But a lot of you, I'm telling you, you got gifts and talents that you are allowing to go to waste. Don't let them gifts and talents go to waste. It may not be that you on a social media platform. You may make shoes or jewelry, or I don't know what it is that you do. But I'm telling you, use those for his glory, and he will bless them. He said you will be blessed in the field. You're going to be blessed when you walk out, when you go, and when you come, you're going to be blessed. Okay? So your abilities, they have value. Wisdom and skill both matter. Okay? Your work can honor and glorify the Most High. It can. And every gift has a purpose. You got to know that, royal family. And I just want to read this. Some of you have been measuring your life by what hasn't happened yet. A lot of you are measuring your life by what hasn't happened. Instead, look at how far Yah has already brought you. And that's what you got to do. I'm telling you, because sometimes it's easy to get caught up in what's not happening, what you don't have, what you missing. But you got to show gratitude. You got to be thankful for what it is that he's already providing for you in your life. Because that's the thing. The enemy is still trying to throw darts and get you where it hurts. You know, get you in them weak spots to where you get all emotional and you get upset. But no, don't give the enemy that. Instead, show gratitude. Put you on some praise and worship music and praise the Most High. You know, because it could be 10 times worse, whatever you're going through. But it's not. Okay? So I just want to ask y'all some questions. What have you overcome that you couldn't have imagined a year ago? What have you overcome that you couldn't have imagined a year ago? I know some of you, may still be going through some things. Cedric says divorce. That's big. That is big, and I'm telling you, I know ain't nobody but God giving you strength to have gone through that, because it's not easy going through divorce, but it's the separation of the wheat and tares is here, and I do believe, yes, Cedric says, but God, yes, and a lot of us have realized, like the Bible tells you, don't be unequally yoked, and unfortunately, because a lot of us, at the time we didn't have discernment on some things, there's people that have been around you who faked it, they faked it. They wore a mask, and unfortunately, a lot of us fell for that, we weren't able to see through the red flags, or maybe we saw the red flags, but, okay. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what just happened. I clicked off the page. But a lot of us may have saw the red flags, but a lot of times you look at the potential. You see the red flags, but you try to look at the potential of the person. Like, you know what? They with me, I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna clean that up. But that's the thing. You realize you can't change a person. They have to want change for themselves. But it's a lot of people out here that fake the funk. They will sit there and read the Bible with you, go to church with you and fake it and have you thinking they something that they not. When reality, they try to mirror you, that they fake it. And it's not fair to you, but, unfortunately, a lot of us had to go through situations like that, You had to go through it because God needed you to get something out of that, and that's how we always have to look at things in life. Don't look at it as, oh man, I had to go through this. Now my life is ruined and destroyed. No, like if you go through something like that, just know that there's more to come. There's better for you. It's not the end. It was something for you to get for that. So you can be prepared for what's to come to you. Thank you. But, I hope y'all still there. I'm sorry. Something came up on my screen and it kicked me off I don't think it took me off the live, but it moved my screen over. They have bad spirits controlling them. Yes, Cedric, they do. And I mean, when I say they bad, they some wicked spirits, some wickedness we've never seen before. It's people like this in people's families, you think it's your blood. And you find out, like, just because somebody's your blood doesn't mean that they for you, doesn't mean that they love you. A lot of people, a lot of times, these people, they carry envious spirits, jealous hearts. And yes, that can be somebody that you linked up with, that you connected to, that can be jealous of you, that can be hateful of you, that can be envious of you. And you like, how can someone that I love be jealous of me, be envious of me? But it's true. It happens. Thank you, Antone, for the follow. Thank you. But it happens. It's real. That's why God tells us to have discernment. That's why we had to go through these things so that we can see people for who they are, so that we can't be fooled, because we are in the midst of wolves. We are surrounded by wolves. And we got to be able to see people. And now, after a lot of you have gone through certain things, now you got that discernment that you didn't have once before. They can't pull that same mess over you like they did before, because you see through it. You see through people. And that's why a lot of people, when they come around you, your energy exposes them. So they try to avoid you, because they know that you're not fake, you're genuine. So they can feel your energy. They can see through it. And they know you can see them, and they don't want to be seen. They still trying to hide. So they like to be around people they can hide around, hide who they truly are from, but you see them, like I use that example with the kids. I don't know if y'all have a Chuck E. Cheese. I know back in the day it was like Showbiz or something, but when kids have birthday parties and stuff, and somebody come dressed up as a clown or Chucky or Elmo or whatever, and next thing you know, one of the kids is always curious, and they want to go unzip the outfit or look and peek and try to see who it is. And next thing you know, somebody like, that ain't Elmo, that's my daddy. And so they ruin the fun for the kids, because they like, that's not Elmo, that's my daddy. That's not a clown, that's my daddy. And so now the kids, they all trying to look and see who it is, Yeah, they trying to see who it is, and they find out that it's not who they think it is. They've been wearing a mask, and it kind of ruins the fun for most of the people. But I just wanted to use that as an example. But yeah, for narcissists, for witches, for warlocks, I'm telling you, once you discover who they are, they mad. And a lot of them, they will try to punish you, because you figured out who they are, and they didn't want you to ever find out who they were. They wanted to continue to come around you and have a veil placed over your face, But this is the year of exposure. This is a season of exposure. God is saying no more of you being blinded, because he is releasing us from the oppression. He's releasing us from these shackles, from these chains, because a lot of us have been attached to these people through the bloodlines, through relationships. You've been attached to these people, and a lot of them have oppressed you, right? A lot of them, they weren't, they big mad. They big mad because they know this is none else but the man above. This is coming from none else but the man above, the one who they hate. They clearly have a problem with him. And he's the one that's removed the veil off their face. And so they mad because they can't do what they used to do. And they know that this is coming from a power none else other than the Most High himself. So what they gonna do? Like he tells them, it's gonna come a time where he gonna say, now go call on your sorcery now. Go. If you big and bad, go call your sorcery now and see if they can come save you. Because they're not going to be able to run from what's coming to them. Because these people have had ample amount of time to get it right. They've had time. The Most High has been long suffering. He's placed you in these people's lives, and you've been long suffering, and a lot of it was through hopes of potential of these people changing. But that's just it. They never changed. They chose to stay stuck in that loop, in that merry-go-round. They don't want to get off the merry-go-round. They just keep looping. And you dizzy. You like, I done had enough. I'm done with this ride. I'm ready to get off this ride and go on to the next one. But they just want to stay on that loop. And it's unfortunate, but you have to get to the point where you want better. You want better for yourself. And that's the thing. They mad because they can't keep you tied up in the trickery, the bag of trickery and foolishness that they want to bring to your table. Because God is saying, that's one of mine. Welcome in, Tierra to Crown. Welcome in. But God is saying, that's one of mine. They can't do it no more. So I'm telling you, we about to see some things we have never seen before, you know? And the crazy thing is, like, they know that their time is up. They know. And a lot of these people, they try to stay attached to you because they know once you release them, that the blessings are gone too. The blessings are going to be removed because you brought the favor. A lot of people want to be attached to you because they know that there's favor on your life. They can see the favor. So they want to be friends with you or be in a relationship with you or be family with you because they see it. They've always seen the glory on you. But they don't want to treat you right. They want to disrespect you. They want to devalue you. They want to degrade you. But God is saying, time out. That's not going to happen no more. It's not going to happen. And that's why God is strengthening you. He's placing people in positions to strengthen you. And He is your strength. He is your source, the word. But I'm saying there is an appointed time for everything. So it's no coincidence that all these people are showing up on these platforms, that social media is so big, and there's so many people out here that's blowing a horn, that's blowing, you know, the horn, the trumpets, to let them know to repent because time is up. The clock is ticking. Okay. And again, a lot of these people, they got reprobate minds. They just don't care, you know, and it hurts. It's painful in the beginning. You know, it might even bring tears to your eyes because a lot of these people are people that you hold near and dear, that you love dearly, you know, that you wanted the best for, that you saw so much potential in them. But the reality of it is they didn't see you like that. They saw you as a benefit. They saw you as somebody else. What can I get from you? You know, they wanted to just use you up and drain you dry to where you ain't got nothing left, you know? So I'm sorry, y'all, I just lost train of thought. Welcome in, God's Apple Girl. But you know, like I said, it's crazy, but like I said, it's all a blessing. It was painful, the things that we had to go through, but it's turning out, it's going to work for your good. It's all working out for your good, for your better. Just know that. Anybody that's trying to come up against you, anybody that's tried to use witchery, sorcery against you, it's working out for your good. Okay? Like Joseph told his brothers, he said, y'all meant it. Y'all meant it. You know, they wanted to harm him. You know, they meant it for his bad, but God turned it around and used it for his good. His own brothers. He told them about the dream that he had. He had a dream and then turned around and told them about the next dream he had, right? He told his brothers, he said, I had a dream that y'all all bowed down to me. And they like, what? Like, you done lost your mind. We ain't gonna never bow down to you, you know? And those weren't the exact words that they said out of their mouth. Cat be love. Gotta go, sis. Okay, blessings, sis. So good to see you. Thanks for the support on the page. I truly appreciate you, sis. Thank you. But, you know, Joseph with his brothers, you know, they were like, they hated him. The Bible tells you they hated him even more once he told them his dream. Okay. And they tried to get rid of him, put him in a pit. That didn't work. So they sold him off into slavery, you know, and it all comes down to this. He ended up being second in command, to where his brothers had to come to him because there was a famine in the land. They had to come to him for food, and they bowed down to him. So his dream did come to pass. Okay. And I'm sorry to be everywhere today, y'all. I know I'm supposed to stay on topic, but I just wanted to bring that up because, you know, We all been going through the ringer, okay? We all been going through that fire, and you be wondering if it's ever gonna come a day where you can shine, where you can be set free. And it's coming, but just know, whatever people trying to do, whatever the enemy is trying to do against you, God is gonna turn it around and use it for his glory. Okay, no matter what it is. And that's what's helped me so much, because it was a mindset shift for me. It took for me to go through some things to where I got to the point where I'm like, if I trust God, I need to stop worrying. I need to know it don't matter what it look like. It don't matter your circumstances. He is going to work it out for your good. It don't matter. Whatever you're going through, he's working it out for your good. All right. So this is Galatians. Welcome in, K Lane. This is Galatians 6 verse 9. It says, let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Okay, so keep doing what is right. Keep doing what is right, because even when the harvest isn't visible yet, okay, even when it's not visible, growth, it takes time. It takes time. It don't happen overnight. We don't have these microwavable success. Not right now. We don't, it's not going to happen overnight. Faithfulness matters, though. You got to keep showing up. You got to keep being consistent. Yes. Welcome in, K Lane. What's up, Queen? Welcome in, King. Good to see you. Cedric, trust Yah. Yes, we got to trust Yah. We have to. And if we say we trust him, we really have to show it with our actions. We can't always freak out when something doesn't go how we expected it to go, because that's what's going to happen. And I've come to that understanding. I have to accept it. I'm not shaking anymore when something happens in my life. I'm like, okay, clearly it's a reason for this. Thank you, K Lane, for the freestyle. I appreciate it, love. Thank you. Okay, so don't let discouragement become your stopping point. Don't let it. It's okay. You're going to have times where you feel down. You're going to have times where you just want to cry and lay in the bed. You don't want to get up. But you're going to have to wipe them tears. You're going to have to get you a sip of water, and you're going to have to keep pushing. And that's why I say it's always good to make sure you pouring into yourself, that you stand energized in the word. And if it's not even you reading the Bible, put somebody on reading the Bible, or put somebody on that's speaking life into you. You got to watch what you taking into your temple, because all of that can have an effect on the times that you down. You need something to pull you back up. You need something to pull you back up. Thank you for the DJ spin, K Lane. I appreciate it. But so just understand, family, seasons do change. Okay, seasons do change. This is Psalms 138 verse 8. It says, the Lord will perfect that which concerneth me. Okay, so Yah is he's still working in areas that you can't fully see yet. He is still working in them. Okay, you're still being shaped. Your story isn't finished. You're still being shaped. God completes what he begins. Just know that. He is a man of his word. He's not going to make promises and then tell you, oh, I'm not going to, something came up. No. If he told you he going to do it, you better count on it. He going to do it. You better be preparing yourself for it. Okay, he's making all these promises for you. He wants you to be in position as well. You got to be aligned with him so that you can get that blessing. You got to be aligned with him. Okay? Trust the process even when it's slow. Trust it. Even when the days are moving slow, you got to trust the process. You got to know he's on time. He's coming through for you. Okay? Don't let one hard season convince you to abandon your calling. If you fall, get back up. You got to get back up. It's people counting on you. It's people waiting for you to show up to give them some words of encouragement. So don't allow the devil to keep you down, because again, that's what the devil wants. He wants to wear you down. He wants you so worn down that you can't open your mouth and you can't speak words the words out your mouth to help lift people up out of these pits. Okay? Yes, trust the process, powerful words. Glory to the Most High, Cedric. I'm over here losing my voice, y'all. So just know, family, that your purpose is worth protecting. Okay, my bad. But your purpose is worth protecting, family, and you got to keep building. Okay, you got to keep building even if the wall isn't finished yet. Keep building. Okay, keep building. Don't measure your future by today's pressure. Okay, because this is temporary. We got to go through this fire. We got to go through it. Okay, it kind of reminds me of a woman when she about to give birth. You know, you want your child, you want to see the baby, but you don't want to go through that pain. But you got to go through it. You got to go through those contractions. You got to go through the labor. But like the Bible tells you, the woman, like it's horrible when you're going through it. But after the baby comes, you forget all about that pain. You don't even care about it anymore because you focused on the baby. And that's how it's going to be. You're not even going to worry about what you've gone through. When God brings his promises to you, they coming. He's telling you, you're going to be like, that was nothing. Because there's a reward for everything that you've had to go through. It's not a coincidence that you're going through what you're going through. Okay? So I just want to encourage y'all, don't give up. Please don't give up, family. Please don't give up. If you are on the other side of this phone, hearing my words, don't give up. Continue to show up, okay? Because you are needed. You are worthy, okay? God said he knew you before he formed you in your mother's womb. He knew you, okay? In the Bible, they talk about this stuff, like in the book of Enoch and stuff. I'm telling y'all, it's so much deeper than what we think, okay? It talks about that kind of stuff in the book of Enoch, how there's chambers that you had to go through in the heavens. And I know I don't want to sound crazy to y'all, okay? But basically how it wiped your memory before you even come here into this realm. You know, so God is saying he knew you. He already knew you. You knew the Father, okay? And God is saying now is the time to walk in your purpose. Now you stepping into who you are truly made, who you were truly made to be, because you weren't what they told you you were. You're not what they told you you were. You're not less than, you're none of that. You the opposite of everything that they told you you were. Okay? You are a royal priesthood. Royalty. You royalty, okay? Royalty. It don't get no better than royalty. And that's why they mad. That's why they jealous of you, because the way you carry it. You don't look like what you've been through. You don't look like you got hit by a bus. I'm sorry to say it like that, but you don't look like you got hit by a bus. You don't look like everything you've gone through. And they amazed to still see you standing. Like, what's their names? The brothers that had to go through the furnace. They turned that heat up 10 times hotter than what it was. Can you imagine? I know when I step outside, it's already hot. It feels like a furnace. But just imagine having to go into a furnace. These guys went into a furnace. And they came out not smelling like smoke. They was untouched. That is a powerful God that we talking about. He did not come to play games. That is a powerful king. Not right now. That is a powerful. Go ahead. You can get up. That's fine. I'm sorry, y'all. My son trying to get up. But that is a powerful God that we talking about. Okay. They said it was someone else in that furnace with them. Someone else was in that furnace. So just know we going through it. And I know a lot of y'all, you probably wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for God. Okay, you wouldn't be here. A lot of y'all probably thought you was gonna die through what you was in, through what you in right now, what you going through. You probably thought you was gonna die, but you not. God is gonna bring you out of that fiery furnace. He bringing you out. Because you're going to be a walking testimony, and you're going to turn so many people to the Lord. You're going to bring so many people to the Most High through your testimony. Because they're going to see the glory on you. They're going to see that you're still able to get up and smile. You know, I saw Supermom, we understand. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. But you know, I'm telling y'all, I saw this lady the other day. She was talking and she was sick, but she encouraged me so much. I can't remember her name, but she was so encouraging. Because like I said, she on the camera and just sick. Like she had looked healthy like a year ago, but she had got really sick. And I'm just like, dang, you know, I'm feeling bad for her. But it's like she was so encouraging and so uplifted in the spirit. It's like she wasn't worried about the sickness on her. She wasn't worried about none of that. Because she like, God got me. And that's how amazing, that's how powerful it is. For you to even witness somebody be sick, but they like, this sickness don't own me. This don't identify me. And that's exactly how we should be in it. Don't let what your circumstances identify who you are. Don't let what you've gone through identify who you are, because it doesn't. Okay, you just going through this for a season. It's walking you into your purpose. Yes, the spirit is strong when activated. Yes. Oh, glory to the Most High. Okay, so I just want to give y'all these final words. Okay, the pressure you're feeling today does not get the final word. Okay, you got to keep praying. You got to keep growing. Keep using what y'all placed in your hands. Okay, even if progress feels slow, faithfulness is never wasted, and Yah has not forgotten you. He has not forgotten you. Okay, you are needed. You are loved. And it's people that's waiting for you. It's people out there that's going to need to hear your testimony. And it's going to make them believe. I'm telling you. And in the midst of all of this, we in this fire. But I'm telling you, God is about to do a major deliverance. Okay. A major deliverance for a lot of us. Because again, there's a separation happening in the spiritual realm. And just as well, it has to happen in the spiritual realm. It has to happen in the physical realm. You know, the separation of the wheat and the tares. Because it's been a lot of people out here that's been faking the funk. You know, they've been faking it like as if they were doing the work. But they weren't. So God is saying there's going to be a separation. It's no longer going to be questionable. It's no longer going to be you wondering if this person is serving the Most High. No, he's saying you're going to be able to tell the difference. There's going to come a time where you're going to be able to tell the difference. Okay, so I just want to encourage y'all to stay strong. Okay, stay strong in the word, family. And if you on the fence, you know, of serving the Most High, you know, pray, call out to him and ask him. Like he said, taste and see. Taste and see. All you got to do is ask him and he will do it. Okay? He will show you his glory. So I just want to encourage y'all to continue to show up, continue to walk in purpose, y'all. And don't, I got 5% on my phone, y'all. But don't let people discourage you. And sometimes you got to move in silence. You can't tell everybody what you're doing. You can't tell everybody what your goals are, what your plans are, what your dreams are. Okay. Y'all remember Joseph? He was running his mouth, telling his brothers his dreams, you know, but I mean, all praises to the Most High. Cause look what it did. Look where it got him, you know. But I'm just saying, sometimes we have to move in silence because everybody is not for you. Everybody don't want the best for you. You know, they'll try to sabotage it if they can. But this time, I'm telling you, God is saying they're going to have to move out the way because ain't nobody about to stop what's about to happen for you. Ain't nobody about to stop what God is about to release in your life. Okay. It's been delayed long enough, but all we got to do is continue to stay connected to the source. Okay. And he's going to do everything else that we need. He's going to strengthen us. He's going to provide for us. Okay. I'm telling y'all, glory. Welcome in, royal family. So good to see everyone. And again, I thank y'all so much for all y'all love, y'all encouraging words on the videos. And I'm telling you, if it wasn't for the Most High, I would not be able to be on this platform. Okay. I'll be hiding somewhere. This is nobody but God. Cause I'm telling y'all, I used to be camera shy. Did not want to be on camera. Okay. But it's nothing but the Most High because he had a purpose on my life and still has a purpose. And I never understood it. But now I look back and I'm like, dang, now I understand why I had to go through all of those trials and tribulations, you know. And one day I will be able to talk about my testimony, you know. But as I said, we going through a major shift right now, you know, and it don't feel good. You know, a lot of us are very uncomfortable, but this is where you got to lean into the Most High, because he's going to strengthen you. He's going to give you everything that you need. Welcome in, J Money. But he's going to give you everything that you need and some, you know, so you don't have to worry. And he's going to give you a peace that you can't describe, a peace that you can't explain. Even in the midst of your trials and tribulations, he's going to give it to you. And I'm telling you, it's a peace that's so peaceful. It's beautiful. So if you're not connected to the source, you're missing out. Okay. And it's never too late. I mean, it's going to be late. Pretty soon it's going to be too late, but you still got time to you surrender, to let him take all your shame, you know, and your past. Don't let your past be held over your head, because God is a forgiving God. He's a loving God, but you got to be willing to give it to him. You got to be willing to repent for your sins and to forgive those that have came up against you. Because it's people that's done us wrong, that's done us dirty, you know, to where you probably didn't want to forgive them. You like, I'm not forgiving you. You that did this. I'm just being honest, right? We all done been there to where we didn't want to forgive people. You be so mad, but then after a while, when you give it to God, I'm telling you, he will clean you. He will clean all of that off of you and say, let it go. Because that's a heavy burden to carry unforgiveness in your heart. You not hurting that person, you hurting yourself, and you holding yourself back from getting to where God is trying to get you. Because he wants to use you. He wants to use you in a way that you can't even imagine. It's bigger than you and I. It's much bigger than you. So you got to give it to him. So, all right, y'all, I'm done talking. But again, I love all of y'all, family. Y'all continue to walk in purpose, and y'all be blessed, for family of royalty. Okay. God is going to do his big one, y'all. Stay on post, stay in position. All right. I will see y'all soon. Love y'all.